Yay! I am live. I'm going to turn the sound down so I can't hear myself speaking. And I feel like I've got to give a little bit of context for this. First of all, hi, my name is Susie Ashworth. I am founder of the Baby Business School and the Calm Birth School. This is probably the third time I have been live today. This time I am well aware that I'm on camera, which is good for me, good for you, good for the people on the replay. It's good for everybody. I, for some reason, have been having a few problems with going live from my desktop. So I have been experimenting with different softwares today, and I have managed to come in via Zoom. I know that I'm live. I can see me. I can see your hearts. So I know that you can hear me. So we are good to go. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me again, for the people that saw me earlier on, being slightly inane, thinking that I was private when I was public. Anyway, we're on day 3 of the Visibility Challenge. Hello, Amelia, you beautiful lady. And today is all about, on the surface of it, it's about objections and really getting you guys to preempt what are the things that hold your ideal clients back from saying, yes, I'm going to take the next step. So that's the first level of what today is about. And if you hit that level and you're able to identify what some of the objections are, brilliant. But what this is really about, and what I've kind of tried to sneak in through the back door, is a little bit of a rant post. Now, what I know from writing blogs and doing videos over the last 4 years, when it comes to engaging people in your content, when you are able to talk about what pisses you off, when you're able to take a stand for the thing that that really frustrates you about your niche, or maybe even frustrates you about the inaction of your clients, that type of stuff gets views, it gets engagement. And what it really does is polarize your audience. So you have the people who get you and love you, and you have the people who are like, oh, I don't want any of that. And I think what's interesting, what's come up for people today with this challenge, people have been like, oh, I feel a little bit uncomfortable. It feels a little bit negative. It feels a little bit like, oh, I'm not that bossy. Why should I be telling somebody what to do? Here's the thing. When you are offering a service that looks and sounds and smells and tastes like what everybody else is offering, how you differentiate yourself from Joe Blogs down the road, hey Evie, is to actually stand up and say, this is what you need to hear. People want to be led and they want to be guided, and you are positioning yourself as the expert and as the specialist. And when you're able to say, I know what you're thinking and you're wrong. I know that this is where you need to go, and these are the reasons why, people sit back and they start listening to you. So it's super, super, super important for you to get the Dutch courage needed for you to stand out in your marketplace. One of the first blogs I ever wrote for the Huffington Post was doing this exact thing. The blog is called Why Your Birth is More Important Than Your Bugaboo. And since then, several people have gone on to write about the expensive things that people invest in versus their birth. But at the time, I think it was probably the first blog of its kind. And it ruffled some feathers. It ruffled feathers within the birth world, with people saying, oh, Suze, that was a little bit intense. I think that you may have pissed some people off. It ruffled some feathers with people who were like, and I can spend my money on what I like. You know, it's important that I've got the best brand. And then I had people saying, thank you so much for writing that. You wrote exactly what I have been thinking for years, but did not have the guts to say. And then, most importantly, because we're not writing for our peers, we're writing for our clients, because of the amount of engagement it got, because of the number of shares that it got, I got people attracted to finding out more about the Calm Birth School and why it was different as a hypnobirthing program. And I got people interested in me, actually. Shortly after that, I got my first coaching client because she was like, I really loved what you wrote there. But I got people interested in, like, this sounds different. This Calm Birth School malarkey sounds different from the opening your flower, you know, your lotus leaf Marie Mongan. This sounds different from KG. I'm interested in hearing more. Now, if I hadn't taken a stand for women and their babies and their births, because that's what that piece was about, there is no way that the Calm Birth School would have got the traction it got after such a short period of time. So the first level of today's challenge is really just getting you to identify what are the things that stop people from moving forward. Money is always one of those things. Time is always one of those things. But what else? See if you can even think back to 3 or 4 people that haven't signed up and that you've asked them, why haven't you been able to move forward? Now, what was really interesting is a lady in the group said, I don't usually ask people why they don't sign up. What? I want you all to be following up with people. The fortune is in the follow-up. If you have had somebody reach out to you who is interested in finding out more about the services you offer, and for some reason they fall off the plane of the earth, what have you got to lose by emailing that person 3, 4, or even 5 times just to check in with you to say, have you found someone? What was it that you liked about them? What was it that didn't feel right about what I'm doing? And you can be really honest. Like, look, I am switching up my services. I want to be working with people like you, and I'm really interested to find out what was it about the direction that you went in that I didn't meet up with. Ask people why they're not signing up. Please, please, please do that. And you will be surprised when you take the intention and you email somebody, not once, not twice, maybe 3 times, maybe even 5 times, and they come back and say, I am so thankful that you reached out to me, so thankful that you thought about me. And actually, what are we going to do? You will be surprised. Most people aren't following up, i.e. not being visible with their ideal clients, even when people have reached out to them, because they're frightened of looking pushy. Oh my God. Or because they're frightened of looking silly. Me earlier on. But anyway, I'm going to try and drop that. But yeah, because you're frightened of looking pushy. Look, if that client is not going to be your client, if she's already moved on, what have you got to lose by finding out why she moved on, why you weren't the right fit? That information is absolutely gold for you. The words that she uses, you can then start to incorporate into your vlogs, like I'm asking you to do today, into your blogs, into your website copy. That information is absolutely gold. And if they never come back to you, you've lost the amount of time it takes to write a 2-line email 5 times. You've got that time. You know, you can take that back. You can take that time back from your Instagram scrolling. So it's really, really important that you follow up. And you know, the title of this live stream was, is it good to tell people how it is? Oh my God. The number of people who say to me, the reason that I love what you do is because you give it to me straight. I've just re-signed up a lady to be a private client who worked with me a couple of years ago. And she came back to me last year to talk about whether we were going to do some work, and she decided against it. And when I asked her this time, why do you feel that you're ready now? And she just said, I know that you're not going to let me hide. I know that you are going to give it to me straight. And she knows that not only because we've worked together before, but that's how I am. And for some people, it's too much. And that's okay, because for the people who it's too much for, they're not my ideal clients. And my intention is to work with as many people as possible who want to make a deep impact. Now, whether that impact is deep within the community or deep on a global basis, it doesn't really matter to me. But I want people who want to make an impact. If you are here because you just want to pay the bills and you're just interested in having just enough, then this free stuff is great for you, but you're probably not the right person to invest in a program with me. And that is okay, because there's lots of other people with lots of other programs who you're going to be great for. When you start to really talk to your screen, talk to your camera like they're your best friend, like it's your best friend, when you're able to loosen up a little bit and stop worrying about how you're going to be judged and start being super honest. This is what we're talking about, super honest, giving people the information that they need in order to make informed decisions. It will transform the way that your business is perceived and the way that you are perceived. And you will start to, yes, you may get criticism. Yes, you may get people telling you you're too much. But what's more important than that, so much more important than that, is that you are going to start attracting your ideal clients to you. And these are your soulmate clients, your dreamboat clients, the people who are talking the good talk about you behind your back, the people who are doing your marketing on your behalf, because they get what you're saying. They really get you. They've already invested before they've invested. It's really, really, really good for you to tell people how it is. And if you feel that a lady said, I'm just not the bossy type. You don't have to be as intense as me in order to get your point across. But believe me, every single one of you on this live stream, particularly the birth and parenting niche, you have opinions. You have opinions. And I want you to share those opinions. And I want you to tell people why they're making a mistake when they think certain things about how you can serve them. So one of the things, so for me, let's talk about this from a business perspective. For me, one of the most common objections is, I don't have the money to invest in X, Y, and Z. And it drives me crazy, because I don't think I've ever had the money to invest in whatever I've wanted to invest in. I don't think I've ever had it. But I make the decision about what is more important to me, and the mission and the vision for my brand being able to reach out to as many people as possible. That's the motivator. So I know that even if I don't have it, that I'm going to do the work, and the return on investment comes when I book more clients and I reach more people. So when you, not you, but you say that you don't have the money, it's like, no, you don't have the money because you don't know how to build a business yet. You invest so you learn how to build the business, and then you get the clients, which gives you more choice and more freedom. Don't get it twisted. You know, so being able to talk about that in blogs, in vlogs, in my marketing, it starts to get people thinking, oh, I really want to do it, but my partner doesn't want me to do it. My partner says, oh, I can't. I'm like, guys, come on. Like, what is the vision that you have for your business? What is the impact that you want to make? And do you understand that if you want to realize the vision and you want to have the impact, you have to take ownership for your decisions? So it's those little things that you then start to dip into your communications, and you do it in your style. I'm quite in your face. So it is always a bit intense. You don't have to be this intense to be saying to people, one of the biggest things that holds people back is this, and this is why they're wrong. Don't be that person. If you want to have a birth, if you want to get your child to sleep, if you want to XYZ, these are the fears and the concerns that hold people back. And actually, this is how you get over them. This is how you stride forward, and this is how you're going to get the results that you want to get. Let me know if this is making sense to you. And if you haven't done, so Nicole is saying that she had still to do today's challenge. Is this making a little bit more sense with the context that I have given you? Amelia is giving me the hearts. Yes. Let me know. Now, I've got another mini challenge for people. And the only person who this is relevant to on here is Anya, and I don't want you to change anything. But for people who are watching this on the replay that are not using their own picture as their as their avatar, I really want you to start using your own picture. Why? Because people aren't buying your logo. People don't really care about your logo. People in these niches, they're buying you as an individual. You can put your logo on your business page cover. You can put your logo on your, on one in every 5 or 6 posts. You can absolutely let people know about your branding, but people are buying you. And when it comes to visibility, you have to be seen. So for anybody who is watching this on the replay, anybody who has their business page where they are not visible, where they're hiding behind their logo, my bonus challenge for you today is to take your logo down and put a picture of you up. Okay, right, my lovelies. Unless you have any questions, then I am going to call this live stream to an end today. I have to say, it's really, really nice doing the stream in my house. I didn't like it yesterday when I was out. It was all a bit intense. Picture on my page, good. I know you want to shift more books on you, which is why I said that this is not so relevant for you, but it's still super, super valid. You can put that as the header on your page and you can show up as you. Right, if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to go. If you have questions later, please feel free to put them in here, or if you're in the pre and postnatal group, then pop over there. I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Right, my darlings. Now I need to work out how I get out of here.